Hey there, everybody. Welcome to In the Kitchen with Tally Faye. Hope everybody's out there having a good day today in YouTube world. It's a beautiful day here in Iola, Texas. We are. Buzz is out there tilling in the garden, and I got the house opened up and stuff. All those things I love about the country life, right? So I'm in here today working on some things. I just did a little thing on on here just on a post and showed y'all some pictures where I was canning mushrooms yesterday, y'all. That was a job, I tell you. We got 10 pounds of mushrooms. What are you gonna do with 10 pounds, right? So anyway, I split them up and did all different kind of things with them and all that and stuff. But I'm gonna get on with this because I had somebody, one of my subscribers, tell me I talk too much, y'all. So I'm gonna try not to talk too much. I don't know. It's just who I am. I'm happy and I like to talk, and I'm just happy, okay? But anyway, I'll try not to talk so much or something. But today, right now anyway, I'm working on, I've been gonna make these cookies for Buzz. He's been waiting on me to make them a long time, y'all, and it's even though I like the oatmeal raisin, he doesn't. He'll eat them, but he really don't like them. So, you know, what's the use in making stuff if they're not going to eat it? But he loves the oatmeal chocolate chip. So I went and got some chocolate chips because I always have everything else to make oatmeal cookies, right? So, anyway, it's going to be chewy. We like them chewy. So, you know, if you want them a little more crisp or whatever, I guess you can just leave them in the oven a little bit longer or something, right? But anyway, we want the chewy ones. So what we got to do is get our dough made up first, and we're going to put it in the refrigerator, cover it with some plastic wrap or something, and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. And then we'll come back and make our cookies from there. But we got to get the dough stirred up first, okay? Chewy oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, y'all, okay? So here we go. First things first. We want to mix up our dry ingredients. I'm going to put them in this bowl here first, okay? So I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, y'all. Take that. Let's see. Now I need, the recipe calls for a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, there again, I'm trying to Buzz. He don't like all that cinnamon in there, but I'm gonna put me a 1/4 of a teaspoon in it instead of a half. So that's up to you if you want to do that, right? And y'all, yeah, I think we can make this same recipe of the cookie dough and do the raisins in it if you would rather have the oatmeal raisin than you would the chocolate chip. I sure wish I could do it, but I'll just have to make me some later for me and my little brother. He likes the oatmeal raisin. But anyway, in this recipe, I'm gonna put 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, okay? So, let's get that in there. I'm about to use up my big old tub here, finally. It takes a long time to use that much cinnamon. Alright. I got to be easy, y'all. He'll fuss. Alright. 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon. Get that wiped off. And now I need a half a teaspoon of baking soda, y'all. Baking soda, okay? Half a teaspoon of soda. And I need a 1/4 of a teaspoon of regular salt. Okay? So I'm going to take me, let me get a whisk here. It's going to take me a whisk and kind of whisk all this together a little bit, y'all. Get my salt and soda and cinnamon and all mixed up in there with my flour. Okay, good enough. Now, I'm going to take, and y'all, this is important in making these oatmeal cookies, and I found this out the hard way myself, but these cookie recipes always call for the old-fashioned rolled oats, okay? The old-fashioned rolled oats, not the quick oats. If you put the quick oats in there, it messes up the texture of it, okay? So, I got the right oats, and I need 1 1/2 cups of them. So I'm going to take them And I'm just going to stir them in here with my flour mixture. Get them all stirred up good. They're a lot bigger oat than those quick oats. Okay, good enough. Alright, I'm going to set that aside. Okay, now I have to take I need a stick of butter or a half cup, right? And I've had it's supposed to be at room temperature, y'all. Mine might be a little cold, so what I'm going to do real quick is let it work on stirring it some. But I need a stick of butter, okay? And I'm going to cream that up, my butter, with a half a cup, a packed half cup of light brown sugar and a quarter cup of regular old granulated sugar, okay? Okay, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put my sugars in there. Both sugars. And did I say I was using my paddle? If I didn't, I wanted to say that I'm using my paddle thing on my mixer. Okay? I want to scrape that at least once, y'all. You want this to get mixed up really good. Okay. One more round with it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to add to my sugar mixture here is 1 egg. Okay, I've got 1 egg, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla to that as well. Okay. Alright, that's mixed really good. I'm going to go ahead and put my egg in here. Oh, and your egg is supposed to be at room temperature as well as your butter. Okay? So try to remember to take those out early enough. And now I need 1 teaspoon of vanilla going on here. Okay. Get that out of my way. Alright, let's cream this up good. Alright, now I'm going to just take my dry ingredients and I'm going to start putting them in there just a little bit at a time, y'all. See if I can keep from making a tally-fay mess. Okay, there's that. Now I want to just stir this up until it just gets combined good, okay? Let me check it and scrape it. Give it one good scraping about midways, okay? Just to make sure. And it should be pretty stiff, y'all. Okay. Now it's time to add my chocolate chips. And I've got 1 cup of them. I've got a big cup, right? I almost put more than that, but anyway, it's a running over cup of chocolate chips in there. Now I'm going to stir this up just enough to get them, make sure it's stirred up good together, that your chips are incorporated throughout your dough, okay? I want to do that real easy. I don't want to beat my dough to death. And I think that's good, y'all. Right there. Okay? That is our dough for our Chewy Oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, y'all. Okay? Let's show you here. See, look, and it's, like I say, it's pretty stiff. You want it stiff. And it is definitely stiff, y'all. So, everything's stirred up in there good together. I'm going to take me a piece of cellophane and cover it up tightly and just set it in the refrigerator and go do something for 30 minutes. And I'll be back and we'll get these cookies going on the cookie sheet. Alrighty, it's been just a little over 30 minutes. And so my dough is nice and chilled. And I'm preheating my oven. My oven's almost ready at 350. And y'all, I forgot to mention, in case, I don't think I said it, but on the chocolate chips, it's the semi-sweet chocolate chips, in case you didn't realize that, okay? The semi-sweet ones. So, keep that in mind. I'll read the ingredients off, the measurements off for y'all here in a minute. But let's get the cookies going on the cookie sheet, get them in the oven. Okay? Now, it says to use a 1.5 tablespoon scoop. I don't have such a thing. But what I do have is my measuring spoon. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to spray this. I have 2 tablespoon ones, right? So I'm going to take me one and I'm going to just dip it in here big like y'all, okay? I'm going to take it and do that. And that should give me the little ball that I want, okay? So I'm going to take it, and I have parchment paper on my cookie sheet. So if you have parchment paper, use it. I just started using that this year, y'all. I just started doing that. I've just never bought it before. I don't know. It just wasn't one of the things I did. This works out pretty good, y'all. It's a little bit more time consuming, I guess, but hey, if you got the right kind of scoop, you don't have to do this. But listen, you got to use what you have, right? Wow. I'm going to get these cookies all set out on this sheet and show y'all what they look like, the next step that I do with them quickly before I put them in the oven. But let me get them on the sheet here. Alright, so I got them on my sheet. This big old pan, I can get 16 on here. And seeing I've got that much left in there, y'all. It's kind of hard to tell with that. But anyway, I'm going to set this back in the refrigerator. Go ahead and do that. And then I want to gently kind of press these down just to flatten them out a little bit, okay? Just a little. Okay. I'm just going to take my hand and just kind of, because that'll help them get done in the middle, right? If you leave them in the ball, they'll be raw in the middle. And I'm going to put them in the oven for 10 to 13 minutes or something like that right in there. You're just going to have to watch them with your oven. But just know that it's on 350. And that's how we're going to start with this first little batch of them, y'all, okay? Going in the oven at 350, and we'll watch it and see how long it takes in my oven. But, you know, start at 10 minutes, and then take it from there, okay? See you in a few minutes. Okay, so in my oven, it took 13 minutes. It was 13 minutes was I believe, the perfect time on mine, y'all. Let me get them up close where you can see them like this. See them? Don't they look delicious? I got them on my rack, y'all. What I did was, at 13 minutes, I took them out of the oven, and I do this every time, y'all. I take my cookie pan and I'll slam it down on my wooden board here. I'll slam it down the minute I take them out of the oven while they're still real moist, you know. and it kind of helps flatten them out a little more. See, gets them to the perfect thing on it. You don't have to do that, but that's just something I like to do, okay? But anyway, I flatten them out, I slam the pan down, and I'll leave it sitting there and let them cool on the parchment paper in the cookie sheet for like 10 minutes or something like that. Let them cool off pretty good in there before you even touch them, because if you try to pick them up off there, you're going to break them, okay? So let them cool with that. Then you put them on your cookie, on your little rack here, and let them finish cooling completely on the rack. And that's when you know they're ready, y'all. Oh, and that recipe made an exact 2 dozen. So that gives you an idea. And that's using, now that's using my my little method, you know, of the 2 tablespoons on top of each other. So it made that perfect size cookie there. See, you can see by the, but see, let's watch. See, it's not snapping. I don't want it to snap. Oh my goodness, y'all. And they're still, you know, a little warm. You know that. You can't not do that, right? Life ain't right without eating a warm cookie right out of the oven. Hey, these are delicious, y'all. These are delicious. This is actually, y'all, my favorite chewy oatmeal cookie recipe, because I'm always disappointed if they don't come out chewy. I want them chewy. So, like I say, that all depends too on how you how long you bake them in your oven, right? And how your oven cooks and that whole thing like that and everything, right? So, you know, you have to kind of play with that a little bit and stuff, but it's delicious, y'all. And I'm just going to take them up in my little Tupperware dish, because I want to lay them flatter. If I put them in my cookie jar, they get to stacking too deep, and, you know, that ends up breaking them. So, this keeps them more level for me, and I put the lid on it, and it's, you know, airtight and stuff, and keeps them nice and chewy. They're not going to last long enough to even worry about all that, though. I can tell right now they're going to be gone. But it's a delicious recipe, y'all. You seen how easy it was, right? And there is no doubt in my mind, like I say, about using this dough and putting the raisins in there instead of the chocolate chips, if you prefer that. Okay? But get you a pencil, and I'll share with you the measurements on the ingredients, okay? I hope y'all enjoyed the recipe, and I hope I didn't talk too much. And I'm just happy, y'all. I'm just a happy person, and I don't know, happy people tend to talk a lot, I guess, right? I prefer happy. If it makes me talk too much, then I just talk too much. I mean, I like being happy. Happy, happy. That's who I am. Happy Tally. Okay? Alright, here we go. Chewy oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. You need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. Now remember, that's optional if you don't even want cinnamon in there. But like with the chocolate chips in here, I do a 1/4 teaspoon. With the raisin one, I'd probably do the ½ teaspoon. But that's something you have to play by ear, okay? But the original recipe is ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. ½ teaspoon of baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1½ cups. Remember, this is important, of the old-fashioned rolled oats. It matters, y'all. It matters. 1 stick of softened butter, ½ cup. ½ cup of light brown sugar, packed. Make sure you pack it. 1/4 cup of regular old granulated white sugar. 1 large egg that's room temperature. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 big cup, a big cup, y'all, of the semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay? that's what goes in them, y'all. They're delicious. I'm not going to be able to stay out of them. I'm going to have to get me a little glass of milk, I think. But, any-oh-hoo, I hope y'all have a great day. I'm going to work on a video for St. Patty's Day dessert here after a while. But I'm going to give myself a break, go outside and mess around with the buds with the garden and everything and some of my flowers and all that. So, listen, just enjoy life. And, you know, if you talk a lot, go ahead and talk. Whatever makes you happy. Just be happy. When you're happy, you're grateful, right? I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me and everything in this, and it's just really working out good. And you know, it's growing. It's taking time, but it's growing for old country girl like me, just doing regular cooking, all right? So, anyway, y'all have a great one, and I'll see you next time in the kitchen with Tally Faye.